What is going on with Activision? I don't understand where the sudden insecurity has come from within that company. So recently they shut down SM2 and I forget the other one that just the cease and desist that was just sent out yesterday for these mod servers or whatever they're called for people to play the older games. You would think they would want to keep that fan base around as long as possible. And I don't know like what's happened within that company. I don't know the structure and how much has changed, but I know that I think there's been a lot of layoffs, um, and I don't see the company lasting the way it's going right now. They are turning the obvious like blind eye to the entire fan base that they have and the ones that have been around the longest. That's kind of the difference is you have this group that grew up on these games like MW2, Black Ops 3, COD 4, the original COD, all these games, and they've been around the longest. They've bought the games, and that's like I think the thing that they don't understand. They're probably Activision is big CEO. I gotta protect them. I gotta protect our rights and stop people from stealing this property from us or whatever because they're not paying for it. Realistically, like I saw what Jeff said in his video about this stuff, um, and I completely agree with what he was saying. Is that who gives a fuck? Like you have multi-billion dollars within your company, and you are setting records every year with sales. So why does a few thousand people going away matter? Yeah. The insecurity within Activision right now is it's just mind blowing. You are cutting off a fan base that has been around the longest, has probably paid you the most, and are introducing new fans to your content. So say you have someone that says, "Hey, have you ever played this game like Black Ops 3 or MW2, like the original one, the good one? Um, have you ever played it?" And then someone says no. Then they go, like, hop onto the server real quick. I just want to show you kind of what the old times was like, and it's the nostalgia that we had and the gunplay that we had compared to what it is now. You've basically admitted that your games kind of are trash, and like the more recent games are trash because you're trying to hide the way the older games play, and that's what I think has been most revealing is the push for Activision to get further and further away from their past, which is what built the entire company. So you can talk about whatever you want, whatever game Activision made in the past, but that past years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, is the reason Activision is still in charge of games today. Like, it's not like a secret. Yes, they make great games, and that's why they're in charge today. But if you're trying to hide that because your most recent games are such ass that people want to go play the older games, I don't know like what they want people to do is like to just sit there and enjoy a game that they obviously don't want, or just wait until the conclusion of Activision stopping to be a producer altogether. I don't think they will ever stop being a producer of games and a developer, but I think it will get to a point where people will, wow, I suck, will make decisions based on developers. Like it used to be a war back with Treyarch and Activision and Jesus Christ, and Infinity Ward. That people, like I was one of them that I sucked at Treyarch games more than I did Activision games and Infinity Ward, and it could have just been the gunplay or what, but you have this amazing like industry that you've created to fall back on with the old Call of Duties. So why are you not celebrating that? And I know they're just gonna say, oh, well, maybe we want to do that in the future, but everyone knows you're not gonna do it in the future. And that's, I think, the biggest issue. Is why should we believe that you're gonna do something when we all know that you're just not gonna do it? You're not gonna focus on it. You just don't want other people to do it and make it look better than what you have done. And it's just been, no one understands it probably. But it's just been so like insecure and weird for a company like that to just ignore fans. And sure, they have every single right to go in and take out all these companies and cease and desist. It's their property, it's their right, sure, but it doesn't make it good for them to do that. You're just admitting that your new games maybe aren't the best, and you're trying to avoid people from enjoying what used to be for them. I just don't get it for them. I just don't get it. Are you kidding me? How does one person get out of this shit? Why don't you close your eyes? Who does that shit? Give me your car. Give me your car. Get the fuck out. God! Ah! Bullshit. Okay, what I think Activision should do is stop giving a fuck overall. Long story short, why does it matter that a couple thousand fans are wanting to play something else than the games that you have forced us to play and are no longer supporting? You're not supporting the game for a reason. You don't want to put the resources into it. So why does it matter? Why would they not support a game and which admits that they don't care about it, to then send people a cease and desist for wanting to play that game safely? And that's the big thing, is they're literally just trying to play a game safely. And I don't like, if they were still supporting a game and the servers, sure, we would all understand. Instead of wanting to combine everything, we would all understand. Maybe they want some money out of it, but you still get the same experience and the good servers and no risk of malware being downloaded. But that's just not the case. And Activision is too dumb to realize that. And I just don't. It puts a lot of risk into what Activision will be doing next, because they obviously have failed this most recent cycle that they have. Treyarch is the one that has been the one saving them and putting in not the most work, but they've been having to clean up the shitstorm that Activision has created in the boring game that they've created. So they've had to do the ranked system and all that, which has been very good. The ranked system has been very good. The gameplay and the mechanics of the game, which were not developed by them, have been the issue with MW2 and Warzone 2. And it's one of those things, like, you can't, like, they're taking credit for all these old games that they just don't care about anymore, and not focusing on the games that they should be caring about, and the ones that are currently out and being supported by millions and millions of dollars and millions of fans. So thousands of fans, and the couple dollars that come from this they may lose is essentially like a write-off. Like, they will not know or ever see that money and recognize that it is gone. Like, it's one of those, like, it may just be like a rounding error. It's if they're that worried about the money, like it's so minuscule to them having so many resources and so many players in their game that are willing to put up these ridiculous amounts of money for the stupid cosmetics that they're putting out that aren't good. That it just doesn't make sense for them to be worried about a game that is not in production anymore. And I think they are so worried about that happening again to them that they are shutting down everything old, and they are not going to worry. They're not going to have anything devoted to an older game because they want all money from fans going to a game. When realistically, that money was going to them anywhere. Just do a bundle and you'll get money from both. Put the two games out at once like they did with Infinite Warfare and COD 4, and you'll be fine. They are just so like idiotically like insecure, and they don't know how to run their company as well as they used to because they're so worried about money that they've lost sight of what the experience actually should be for multiplayer, because everything right now is about trying to get some shit multiplayer experience arena shooter out there and then develop all resources to Warzone.